Okay, let's make sure this guy's going to load as per usual. All right, waiting to see if I launch and then I have to what? Shut myself up. Hello, everybody. This is Elaine. Welcome back to the cronecast at the Rising Moon.
Okay, let's make
This
sure
is, of course, a close-up of our 4 groups for the Spirit Guide Weekly, Divine Guidance. What are your guides? I need you to know for this really interesting week, actually, the one that just passed. If you go back to the Spirit Guide Weekly last week, tons of major arcana and a bunch of conflict hinted at. But major arcana does have a tendency to conceal fateful forces. We certainly had some at work this week. Let's see what's coming up next week. And that is going to be for the date range of January 11th through January 17th. Again, my name is Elaine. This is the Spirit Guide Weekly, Divine Guidance. What do your guides need you to know this week? And I also do predictive tarot. I do active magic, candle magic tarot. I've been a little overscheduled and have only been able to get this video out weekly on a regular basis, but I do hope to get back to regularly posting. And I thank you for joining me. We have 4 piles and a pick a card presentation. I've got a close-up on the candles for right now. I'm going to move the camera back in just a moment. This is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. This is pile number 3. And this is pile number 4. You want to concentrate, see which one calls out to you. That's going to be the message that you're most meant to receive this week. All of the candles are anointed with a specific form of conjure oil, and they all do pertain to a different area of life. So you can pick more than one pile if you want to. Giving you a moment to take a look, see which one calls out. And I'm going to move the camera back. I'm not going to cover the camera this week. We'll see what that's like if I just move it. All right, here comes the bad noise as I readjust the ring light. Whee! All right. All right, now we're moving backwards. Hopefully smoothly. It's the world's worst steady cam. All right, there we go. All right, guys, get everything back in frame. All right. Ooh, not a good job. All right, guys, sort of, still not good. See, that's why I normally cover the camera. There we go. All right, slightly better. Hello, everybody. The camera just moved entirely on its own. Okay, yeah. Let's see what's going to happen here. There we go. Have I got it yet? Not yet. Jeepers creepers. Sorry about this, folks. There we go. All right. Excuse all technical difficulties. And again, welcome back to the cronecast at the not technically savvy moon, apparently. We're going to get started with pile number 1 here in just a moment. All right, I've got the color of domination is purple. It is also about like trying to exert your will in a situation. It can also be for the crown chakra. That's usually a lighter color purple. This type of purple is usually in candle magic, used again for domination magic. I do some domination magic, but I don't do a lot because I have to be kind of working on what I consider to be the side of right to do any type of domination magic. So sometimes I'll be trying to help somebody like give up an addiction, or like if someone's treating them unfairly, if they've got an abuser in their life, that kind of thing. But for the most part, the type of magic that I do is just healing and prosperity, and then some love and a lot of, there we go, revelation type of magic. So things that will help, clear things up. Here we go. We've got our oracle cards, and today is unobstructed love is our pile for love. I usually have one for love, for money, one that's a little bit about psychic gifts or magical gifts, and one that's just a general life area. All right. The Dreaming Way is going to bring us our predictive spread. We're going to start with our oracle cards. I flummoxed myself by the trouble with the camera. I've got grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Not the most auspicious start for our love pile. Forgive yourself. Let's find out what's happening here. I have yin with go the distance. So yin is the feminine aspect of the yin yang. Go the distance, of course, is like commit to the course of action that you've taken and don't give up. We've got rejuvenate as well. Our fairy oracle brings us lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found. Good. Thanks to lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. Find out. Taking shelter, the answers are within. I get that a lot. And it is a deck with like 52 cards. So the number of times that shows up. This is from the dark mirror. This is a shadow aspect, the child I was meant to be. I talk a lot about formative damage on this channel and how like part of the ways that we heal and become whole within is to find what our formative damage was, the needs that were not met during our childhood, and to try and kind of meet them ourselves in order to become like a self-actualized whole person. Not saying that you're like a fragmented person until such time as you do that, just saying that you have healthier relationships both with yourself and with others once you have found and met your own needs. So the child you were meant to be is basically who you would have been. Like if you, for instance, I probably would have been a far more confident person a lot earlier in my life had I had different parents. And that's not in any way, we all have some sort of formative damage. So there's always something about you, and we all do kind of wonder who would I've been if I had been born under different circumstances. The child I was meant to be is stripping yourself kind of back to basics, to find your core elements, to find out what your true potential is. Let's get going with the Dreaming Way for a predictive spread. Can I get the Dreaming Way predictive spread, please? Lost and found comes up a lot too. Rejuvenate, lost feeling of power. Hopefully that grief energy is difficult. Grief energy is difficult. Now, grief it can be mourning past relationships. It can be about, of course, it can be about physical death, but it also is simply part of a healing process. There we go. And we've all got a lot to grieve about in so many different ways. Particularly after the last year, it was kind of a stolen year. We had great hopes for 2021. 2021 is evidently here to compete for the moment, but it should get better soon. We have the Knight of Wands in the upright. That is progress, moving towards something. Okay, I have the High Priestess. That was actually in the reverse, which is clarity. I have the Eight of Wands in the upright, which is progress. Six of Swords is rescue, escape. King of Swords, clarity and truth. What's coming to light and why is it so important? Forgive yourself, huh? So forgiveness is a concept that gets talked about a lot, and mostly it is about giving yourself peace, giving yourself the freedom to walk free from the past. And it can be a very difficult concept for people because if you've been like badly abused or intentionally injured, it's almost insulting to be told, hey, you got to forgive, because forgiving is not really about what the other person did. It is about saying, I will not live in this painful energy any longer. I forgive you so that I can heal and be free. I deserve it. I've got the Hierophant in the upright. That's the card for Taurans. It can be the card for governmental structures. This can be a doctor, by the way. The King of Swords in the upright. The Hierophant can be a hospital. It can also be a marriage. I have the Two of Swords in reverse. That is clarity, something being revealed. Well, good, good. Eight of Cups in reverse is something returning. Three of Wands in the upright. That's your ship coming in type of energy. That is a return on the efforts that you've put in. And it is also about getting what you had been hoping for and having opportunity with it. Two of Cups in reverse. That can be a relationship that is ending. It can also be simply somebody that you're separated from. It can be about the need to release a relationship. The Hanged Man in reverse. Ace of Wands in the upright. New beginnings. 10 of Cups in the upright. Well, hallelujah. 3 of Cups in the upright. That is a reunion energy. Page of Wands in reverse. There's a slight delay there. 4 of Wands in reverse. It could be the end of a relationship. 9 of Pentacles in the upright. That is that. Oh, 5 of Pentacles in the upright. 7 of Pentacles in the upright. The Moon in the upright. The 5 of Pentacles can be a temporary financial pinch. It can. It can also be a feeling of anxiety. It can also be kind of feeling very isolated and left out. It can be financial deprivation, but it's coming out with the 7 of Pentacles in the upright, which for me, I always see this as a positive card because it means the efforts that you're putting in will eventually yield fruit. Star in reverse with the Empress in the upright. Gosh, there is something hidden. That's 2 cards of like something being obscured. But over here, we have the truth coming out. What is going on today? All right. This is a message that keeps coming out. 7 of Wands in the upright is holding your ground. Interesting, interesting, interesting. This is the unobstructed love pile. Oddly enough, I don't have a lot about a relationship. Now, there is the King of Swords there. That can be a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Does not have to be. I don't usually call out the astrological signs because I go more by the personality traits and the emotional connotation of cards. This can be someone who's a little emotionally withholding, somebody who's very facts and figures oriented. As I said, it can be a judge, it can be a surgeon, it can be a doctor, it can be a lawyer. With the Hierophant in the upright, it's very, there is something in your life that has a lot that is coming to light in it. And it is an important part of your stability and your security, which right now does not feel awesome. Right now, it feels like everything's a little bit up in the air. That grief card also indicates that, you know, it's been a tough season for you. It's been a tough season for almost everybody. But with the 10 of Cups in the upright and the 3 of Cups in the upright, this is very happy energy, like celebration, happiness, reunions, gathering together. The 10 of Cups is also the card for miracles. There is something still developing with a personal relationship, and communication seems to be developing more. The 8 of Wands is often about messages exchanged. There could be an offer coming to you next week. Is it a good one? Looks like it's lacking a little bit with that 5 of Pentacles in the upright. There should be more to come on that. The 8 of Cups in reverse is this returning energy as well. Here's the thing. I have a bunch of twin flames who are in separation. With that 4 of Wands in reverse, that's exactly what that means sometimes. My personal card for the 4 twin flames is the 4 of Wands. Every reader has a different relationship to their cards. For me, because of a depiction on one card, it just kind of got set in stone for me. That is, twin flames in separation for me have a tendency to be the 4 of Wands in reverse. Now, not always. It can be the loss of a relationship sometimes, or the loss of stability. Mostly, though, and with a couple of things here, this looks to me like you're separated from someone who is important to you. There is still more to come on that. However, it does not appear to be the focus of next week. There's a lot of things that the pieces are assembling to create a more truthful picture of a situation that has been really confusing, where things may have been intentionally obscured as well. That's a little mystifying to me because I don't have a lot of clarity on what it pertains to. It may pertain to a marriage. My collective is a bunch of developing psychics, a bunch of healers, very strong empaths. I don't have a very big collective simply because we have very particular gifts. If you're drawn to me as a reader, then you likely share a lot of the gifts that I have. You may be able to do magic as well. The Ace of Wands is one of the cards of manifestation. So the Knight of Wands, there is a lot of progress being made in a situation that will bring you back to a state of health. I don't think next week is any kind of conclusion. In fact, it kind of looks like there's a feeling of like dissatisfaction, frustration, but that it is a very temporary energy. And that if you continue to stay the course and go the distance, don't let a need to end a conflict be the thing that makes you step away from it. If fatigue is the only issue at play, just try and rest, try and get some time to yourself, focus on self a little bit. This may be a divorce group. There may be, and by the way, that does not mean that everybody in this group is getting divorced. It's just there's a message here pertaining to kind of the need to just stay the course. You will find your answers. It may not be next week. There's a part of a puzzle piece that is coming to you, but it is not the full picture. But that full picture will be coming to you. You have a goddess energy with the Empress up there. Know that there's just more on your side than you might understand at this particular time. The High Priestess as well, in reverse, more clarity, secrets being revealed. That's a bit of the energy around this particular pile. You're going to learn something next week. It's not the full picture. Put off your decision-making process until you have a little bit more information. Don't be tempted to leap too quickly. You can, because there's a slight impatience around just kind of wanting to get back to your life on something. Oddly enough, I have almost nothing about work situations here right now. I have the need to try and actively seek your answers meaning if you are, maybe it's time to get a tarot reading, maybe it's time to do some divination, maybe it's time to meditate. There's so much clarity that is trying to come to you. And apparently it's a little bit blocked. It's a little bit blocked partially from impatience, partially from anxiety. Whenever you're experiencing a block in your intuition, one of the first steps to take is grounding. Grounding is working on your root chakra. You can listen to healing sound bowls. You can go out and interact with the actual physical earth. That can be very, very helpful. I know it's like winter in a lot of places. I'm in Southern California. So it doesn't, like, I can still get out there and garden and all kinds of things. But if you can't, potted plants are helpful. Anything that has you interacting with something that is grown in this reality, essentially. This reality is made up by 4 elements. And anything that has you interacting with the majority of them is actually going to be very, very helpful for a grounding experience. There's also some science behind walking on the earth with your bare feet, like, charging like positive not ions and eliminating negative ones or something. I genuinely don't know the full information on that, but it's a little bit impossible when there's frost on the ground in most places. So instead, work with the grounding activities that are available to you. I've been telling clients recently that one of the ways that you can ground if you're not able to get outside and interact with nature is if you're doing house cleaning. Like, you can listen to healing sound bowls or guided meditations as you're cleaning. It is such a mindless activity for most people that it almost induces a meditative state. And so that is one thing to do as well. I had to paint the interior of a lot of houses at one point when I was married, and we weren't flipping. We went through a series of houses because of a series of moods. And that was some of the best clarity I ever had, because it's not very mentally taxing work, but like, your brain has to do something. You're engaged in something that's a little bit by rote, and so your mind gets to wander in a purposeful fashion. And that's what house cleaning does as well. And it's a very good grounding activity. Another thing to do is make sure you take spiritual baths, which will kind of like help get any negative, icky stuff off of you. There's something where something is obscured, but the truth is trying to come to you. And the truth apparently is a new beginning. There's a lot of positive energy around it. And there is the energy of you overcoming, if not with ease, at least eventually. I have multiple, yeah. There are so many forces on your side here. And you're not as in touch with your guides as they want you to be. A long, drawn-out process has caused impatience, and you don't see things changing in the way that you want to. You're not wrong. That go the distance card is like, they're admitting, yes, this is taking way, way, way too long. And they know that you're being called upon to be stronger than maybe people should need to be. Nevertheless, it's necessary. The 7 of Pentacles, just keep trying. You will eventually overcome with that 7 of Wands. Whatever the conflict is in your life, there is more and more information coming to you on it. And there's something that will both, this is interesting, make you angry at first and then make you happy in the long run. So I think you find out a piece of information that, whereas it's not what you were expecting, and it's a little bit galling, it may actually even cause like a fresh wound around an old relationship. It may cause some grief. But the long run, everything's good. I like everything here. It's very positive. It has almost nothing to do with love. So the unobstructed love thing, maybe there is something that you need to complete before you're able to move on to your next relationship. If you're a twin flame in separation, 5 of Swords, conflict. There is a conflict with that. If you're a twin flame in separation, it looks like both parties have unfinished business, and that part of it still requires healing, and another part of it requires resolution. There's some resolution available in the next week to 10 days. It is not absolutely everything, and so you're going to have to dig in, try to be strong, and go the distance. And then I've got the yin card with the Empress card. The Empress card is one of the goddess cards. And with the feminine energy on your side, if you've been asking any goddesses for help, which I do that all the time, I work with a bunch. There's a feminine aspect to divinity as well, and I speak to it all the time and ask for help, particularly when it comes to justice, in relationships. And there is an indication that you have exactly that on your side. The answers are within, taking shelter. You're actually safe. You're just King of Wands in the upright. Knight of Wands. There is something good happening. And it's a little bit fuzzy on the details as to the specifics of how it entails this twin flame. And I've been finding that more and more is that if you ask about a particular relationship over and over and over again, the cards will start piecing out on giving you details, because chances are you may have been thwarting yourself by getting too much information and trying to live your life to outcomes. We all do that sometimes, particularly like somebody like a tarot card reader. Half my friends are tarot card readers, so I can call them up and be like, hey, what's going to happen with this? I try not to do that with relationships very often, only with like practical matters, because they have less emotional investment. And I'm less likely to try and make them happen. I just kind of sit back and wait for them to happen. Anything involving with relationships, we have a tendency to be like, oh, it's on, let's go. And that's not how this particular art form works. Sometimes it's best to be a little bit in the dark. There are new developments in a relationship that has importance to you. Everything looks positive on it. And sincerely, the amount of detail I'm not being given on what that means is, it's not like being in the dark, but it is like being in a very dark room with a very small light. There's not as much clarity here as I'd like on that particular aspect, but the cards are bringing it out that they kind of want you to know about something. I think it's that you're so fatigued in so many ways by this very long cycle that we have been in, that your hope is really suffering. Like you're having a hard time holding on to an optimistic viewpoint about what the future holds. And it's not that you're like miserable and depressed and, ready to leap off tall buildings, but it is that you've kind of like moved into an energy where it feels safer not to have much hope. And so you're just kind of like, you're motoring through, you continue on, but you're not doing it in a way that like you think you're moving towards something. You're just kind of, it's a little bit like treading water, but with a lot more energy. I have balancing act, and then I have flying. That balancing act energy is tough around emotional investment in a time period when apparently like you're not super satisfied with the state of affairs. Golden Palace. Okay. See, I think there's a financial matter that is of some importance to you, and there are some things that have been concealed in it. Keep going. Flying is the card of greater perspective. No matter how long this has been going on, continue. If you're reaching out for a job, continue to reach out until you find the job that you would like. Now, that's not to say like if you're unemployed, turn down a job. That is not what I mean at all. But if you're looking for a new job and you're not finding one that actually intrigues you, but you're gainfully employed, keep going until you find the one that's the better fit. Don't just jump ship. That's a little bit what this balancing act, flying, and Golden Palace means. Don't leap at anything. Bide your time and let things develop. Everything involved knows that you are wrung out and you are tired and that this has dragged on way, 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 way too long. And so what they are asking is, give it the time it needs. You've come this far, go the distance. That's all that's saying, is don't in any way curtail your future because your present has been just too much of a strain and it's been going on for too long. Believe in yourself. You are actually strong enough to get all the way through this, and you will. Your guides would like you to know that they know you feel alone half the time. You're never actually alone. You're not very good about attempting to actually listen to them any longer because you feel pretty disappointed. Something caused a lot of grief and a lot of pain in your life. You had to do a lot of healing. That's very common for my collective as well. Like, apparently we're all a bunch of shattered people just gluing ourselves back together. And I'm not making light of that. I am as well. It's a hard process, and you have to just keep going with it. And like, sooner or later you get to the point of, is this ever going to end? Yes. Yes, it is. It's very close to over. In fact, you have not very much time before it is. But every time you think you're at the finish line, something happens that takes the finish line that little bit further away. That doesn't mean you're never going to get there. Something is a very slow and kind of methodical process in your life that you have wanted to see have completion. 2020 caused every kind of blockage in the world. Everything is happening much more slowly than it was meant to. There's the thinking man too. Financial constraints, angel of strength, journey, action, temple path. Do we have one more? Okay, this is personal power. Yeah, the Five of Pentacles is in two different places, but the angel of strength is a card of overcoming. Journey, keep going that distance. There will be healing, and after that, there will be great progress. This is a tough one to tell any group of very, very tired people. But as much as like everything involved with like your destination point to be reached already, it's not. It's not. And like, they know that your financial constraints, you're feeling it. Like, you're feeling deprived of everything that is supposed to be good. Keep trying. Keep believing in yourself. Understand that the process will be worth it in the long run. And that lost and found, this is temporary. And I know temporary has been going on for so long that it actually feels permanent. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Pay attention to the red flags and reconciliation. Calling in your soulmate. Okay. I have released your ex. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Pay attention to the red flags. Reconciliation. Your prayers and affirmations and visualizations help bring you together. Here's the thing. There is a former relationship that you need to release. It is possible that you are trying to settle a divorce. Don't settle it until you're sure you've got all of the information. It does appear to be affecting your romantic prospects right now because you can't move on. And there is apparently that reconciliation, somebody from your past is returning. I get no vibe that there's any chance for that, because this dissolution group's been around for a while. There does not appear to be any chance at reconciliation, nor should there be, with the spouse that I keep seeing here. There's more information available to you. And like, this person has been doing this at least intentionally, trying to exhaust you. You want to win? Keep going. That's the way that you finally will beat this person. Keep going. Even though they are very clearly messing with you, just mess right on back. You're a lot stronger than they think you are, and you can do this. And that is part of what this message is. You are stronger than you think you are. You have the perseverance to keep going. It is going to be a weird week next week because there's some information coming to you, and it's not bad information, but it is not everything. And your guides are like, the main message for that group, for the unobstructed love group, is even though it continues to delay what looks like some kind of reconciliation or reunion with a twin flame, keep going. Get the full picture. It will be worth it for you in the long run. And that will still be part of your future going forward. You're not being denied anything, but you've got a little bit of a foe. You're fighting for something. They're fighting back. Just keep up the fight and know that the universe is on your side there. That goddess energy is pretty potent stuff. And your resolution is close. It's just everything in the world understands that what you're saying is it's not quite close enough. I would like my life back. Remember, no matter what happens in the coming weeks, we're under lockdown for a little while anyway yet. Keep going until you get all of the information for whatever that resolution is. Now, this could be a court case. It could be a job negotiation. It could be a settlement offer in an insurance capacity. But there's something about something coming to you in the next 10 days or so. And it's like, it's chintzy. It's not as much as you're like, and remember, this is meant for confirmation, not determination. Do not let me make your decisions for you. Hi, insurance agent John. You are in charge of your own choices. But what the cards are saying is keep going. Don't accept the first answers unless you're sure they're the true ones. And that's the only advice from that. Don't make a decision in the short term simply because you're tired. Eventually you will be rested and you would look back, and that whole forgive yourself thing, don't set yourself up to have self-recriminations. You have been so strong all the way through this. Continue to be strong, and it will actually pay off for you. Believe in yourself and to know that you have a lot of powerful feminine energy on your side. Okay. All right, so I'm moving on to pile number 2. I will edit in timestamps a little later tonight. I have an appointment right after this, but I will get to it soon, I promise. This is pile number 2, and your candle is anointed with truth serum. Again, the candles are the color of domination. Purple is a color for dominating. Lavender is the color for the crown chakra. We have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And we are in a season of change right now. Clearly, just the overall state of the world. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of confusion. We're all hoping for the dust to settle and to take a better shape and form in the aftermath. And for like, we are in a time of a slightly chaotic energy, but we are headed towards better times. We are headed towards better times. You are never alone. We have not for you with chopped wood. Interesting. Face your shadow. Magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. I use this deck a lot, and I clearly don't work with fairies because fairies are actually something you can summon. They don't work in the way that you think that they do, and they're not what you think they are. They're very, very powerful, and don't work with them unless you understand them, because respect with that particular force is very, very, very important. But what this is about is basically your spirit guides. Many things are on your side trying to help you. We've got cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. Don't forget to take spiritual baths. And also addicted is showing up one more time in our shadow influence. And that is face your shadow. Oh, shadow on the addicted card. What are we addicted to? Not for you as well. What is going on? Let's find out. Change. What are we supposed to be doing? Truth serum. Yikes. Let's go. What's going on? I'm a little bit wigged. Here we go. I have the High Priestess in reverse, which is a card for clarity. Oh dear. Moment of clarity? Really? All right, let's go. Let's go. What else have we got? Purification. That's detoxing. The Lovers in the upright. Okay. Change. I know, I'm not talking. It's because I'm trying to think. What's going on here? 9 of Pentacles in the upright. That's receiving abundance. It's also independence. Page of Pentacles in the upright. This is student's card. It's learning about things. Moon, another in reverse, another clarity card. The Strength card in the upright, overcoming. 3 of Swords in reverse, healing. Judgment in the upright. Oh, we're major arcaning out here again. Big stuff is happening in the Truth Serum group. Last week, when I had a whole bunch of major arcana, I kind of didn't like, it turned out to be about the conflict in the US, about the attempted coup. And I could see it in retrospect when I watched it again last night. But at the time, I didn't pick up on it. And we'd all, like a bunch of readers had kind of been expecting a bunch of things to go on. The thing is, I don't think I have anything that indicates this is at anything other than a personal level. Page of Cups in reverse, Page of Wands in the upright, Page of Cups in reverse, 4 of Swords in reverse, taking action, the Star in the upright, That is a lot of major arcana. The star is the Aquarian card. It is also the card of psychic services. It's the ability to see and discern. This is one and this is one. We have a bunch of, things becoming clear, discernment cards. When I get the star in the upright and the high priestess in reverse while reading somebody, I'm usually reading another psychic, another reader. This is another card for clarity and truth. Apparently, like the truth serum conjure oil is taking itself very seriously right now. Holy moly. All right, let's go. I'm sure it's very comforting when your tarot card reader seems a little wigged out by the cards too. 6 of Pentacles in reverse, 3 of Cups in reverse, 4 of Cups in the upright. That's the internal world. Hey. 2 of Cups in reverse, 9 of Wands in the upright, Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, interesting. Queen of Swords in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, 8 of Swords in the upright. All right. What else have we got here? 5 of Wands in reverse. The Empress in the upright. You're there again in the Tower in the upright. Well, it's official. Clarity is all over the place in a group that has an addiction card. Okay, so if you are, and this is not any type of judgment at all, but if you're involved with somebody who has an addiction issue, know that like for weeks now, it's been saying there's going to be a moment of clarity. Let's hope it's about that. If you are engaged in anything that is not serving you, understand that next week, all this major arcana is saying there's something coming to you. It is a change. I don't necessarily get the idea that it's a bad one. It actually looks like it's quite a good one. However, it comes after a lot. It comes after a lot of suffering and a lot of need to heal. Change with the Tower, with multiple cards of clarity. And this is the Truth Serum group. All right, can I get one more card to clarify that Tower, please? Because I kind of don't want to leave it there. That's divine intervention as well. The Sun in the upright. Well, good. So it's the start of a new and positive season. It's also healing. It's the good vibes, positive energy. This is all very, very good, but it comes after like lies, deceit, manipulation, depression, grief. This has got to be the Twin Flame group. There is something happening in that area of your life. And there is a lot of clarity coming to you before the end of January about multiple areas of your life. If there's something that's been confusing you, if you've got a relationship that's been a little bit up in the air, understand that there's a lot happening. Face your shadow, addicted. Oh, my friends. First of all, as flummoxed as I seem to be right here, understand that there's no real reason to be. This is overall a very positive read, but it does have an energy of just things are shifting. It does appear to be magical, and it does appear to involve, again, the feminine divine. Just kind of that, the feminine side of divinity, like bringing some form of retribution, clarity. The Tower card it can be complete and sudden change, building again from the ground up. It can be, again, towers can be good or towers can be very traumatic. And I'm not getting the idea that this is necessarily traumatic. Fascinating. I never noticed that before. This is the only tower I've ever seen where only one person is falling from it. It's usually a couple. This message has occurred before. If you have somebody you have been very concerned about an addiction in their life, it very much has been reading as if recovery is in their future. I think that there's some reason to believe that if that's the case, and this is your twin flame, know that that enters them into a period of not actually being able to be involved in a relationship. And that might leave you with some choices. But it does look like you get word on that. Truth, clarity, epiphanies, revelations. This is a group that I think if we'd had a very slightly different week, I wouldn't be as like a little bit wigged out by this as I clearly am. This is a lot of major arcana again. We are in a time of great transition just in the world overall. This says that that good things come of it, that right prevails, and that those who are working on the side of good will see, and they will see that season of growing. But there is something that's happening next week. And I normally wouldn't belabor it quite this much, but like I said, last week's draws actually did show that there was some kind of conflict. And I never touch politics in this particular, in this broadcast, and I don't intend to now. I'm just saying next week is another week to 2021 is apparently trying to level up on the transition. There's something going on next week, and it ends on a positive note. So whatever happens, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that everything here says that there's healing and that there's a new and beautiful cycle ahead of us. If this is dealing with a personal relationship, understand that healing is on the table for that as well. But it might actually put up a slight barrier to beginning a relationship, because this looks for all the world with like 5 different cards of clarity, truth, change, and addiction, that somebody is entering recovery. And if somebody goes into a recovery program and they're not actively involved in a relationship, and this is a twin flame and separation situation, so I have that 2 of Cups in reverse, understand that it would jeopardize somebody's sobriety to begin a romantic relationship until such time as they have secured their recovery as an independent person. And that is that 9 of Pentacles in the upright. It is absolutely one of those situations where I cannot tell you what to do, but it is better to wait, because that is a recipe for codependency. Even if you're deeply in love with somebody and they're like, 6 weeks after becoming sober, they're like, I'm ready. Good, let's wait another 3 months at least. It's supposed to be a full year. It's supposed to be a full year. And the reason you want to do that is codependency is toxic. And you don't want that person's sobriety or their recovery, if it's not like a substance addiction, you don't want it tied up in your relationship, because think of the pressure that puts on you. Sincerely, you can't like argue without thinking, oh my God, is that person going to relapse? It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure, and it puts too much of a strain on someone's recovery. It is better to be somebody's friend or cheerleader as they recover and potentially wait for them. But that is something for another day. We have strategy, a man holding a heart, action, attachment, broken heart, 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, and then 2nd chakra, Archangel Ariel, which is your sacral chakra, passion as well. This is a tough energy again. Attachment, broken heart. There's divine healing here. If you have been trying to manifest something, if you've been trying to rectify a situation, potentially with magic as well, goblins, storm fields, goblins and storm fields, okay. Oh, no one's going to want to watch this. All right, here we go. Can I get another card, please? The storm fields is the same card as the tower. So we officially have so much change on the table that the Truth Serum group, solitude. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think that's what it is. All right, I'm going to commit to this in just a second. We're going to take one more card. Yep, Gentle Gardener. Let's get our romance angels, because I do think that's what it is. If this doesn't apply to you, maybe another pile does, but I do know that I have multiple people who are in separation from a twin flame who is engaging in a self-destructive behavior. The good news is that everything here, and last week as well, there's been hints of this before, but my God, this is just like hammer and tongs. your person appears to be going into a form of recovery. Um, it does look as if you will learn of that. It does. And although it will not be the outcome you were hoping for in the short term, let them recover. Let them recover. It's, find your calm, cool center and be the supportive, like, hey, if it's right, I'll still be here on the other side of this. But the most important thing is for you to retain your health and your sobriety. And I support you and I love you. And I do that without the need to have a relationship before you're ready to have a relationship. And that, like, if there's people throwing rotten fruit at me right now, I'm genuinely, genuinely sorry. In the long run, it will yield a relationship that has everything in it that can build a forever connection. And if that is not, and here's the problem with codependency, and I talked about it in that tarot talk the other day. If you are hearing this and your immediate reaction is, yes, my person is an alcoholic. Yes, my person is a drug addict. Yes, my person is a gambling addict. But we could make an exception to that. People need to be like basically sober for 6 months is the bare minimum. 1 year is the standard for like, hey, if you get there, then you're ready for an actual relationship. And the reason not to do that is, first of all, even if the sobriety survives, which it does sometimes, there is a codependent dynamic that forms. And codependency is like first of all, it's something that the universe will separate you over again until everybody involved is healed. And I'm not trying to be menacing or threatening. It's just there is something coming up in that particular connection. Now, separately, in the greater world overall, that was so much major arcana and so much like, oh my goodness, there's lots of changes, towers, storm fields. Everybody be safe. Everybody be kind to one another if you possibly humanly can. And remember, we will get through whatever is going on in our world. We genuinely will. The side of decency, compassion, goodness, equality will survive and will thrive and will win. I'm positive of it. I really, truly am. I believe in the good guys to the very core of my being. Getting there. I'm a student of history. I've studied multiple forms of history. And one of the things is that when we're reading about it, it doesn't cover this big period where everything looked like it was lost or like nothing would ever settle down. We just get the big events and then the next big event and then the next big event that settled everything. We're in the transition phase of finding out what shape we're going to be in when the dust all settles. And I believe so much in humanity, and I believe so much that we can find our better natures and be our higher selves. And we are in the age of Aquarius. Everybody hang on. Everything will be okay. Think good thoughts. Imagine good outcomes. And remember, the energy you put out into the world will return to you as well. It looks like it might be a strange and rough ride. And if it's not, hallelujah, this would be the one time I'm like, yes, let me be wrong. But that was a lot of major arcana and a lot of storm fields and change. Everything will be fine. The star card is the hope card. It is the card of dreams coming true. Just hang in there. We have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. That is the formative damage card. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And then we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. I think this is the healing energy around that recovery group. And if you're not somebody who is like waiting for somebody who's in some form of recovery, then maybe it wasn't your pile, maybe it isn't your message. But I have multiple people who have been receiving that message over and over and over again. There is a situation, somebody you love is, self-harming through a form of addiction. It is better to wait and have a relationship that will last and ensure their recovery than it is to rush a process and endanger it. And that is just kind of the advice that is both in the cards and then advisable for the health of a relationship. And I know everybody's tired of waiting, but it is better to wait until such time as you can keep something rather than have it come back to you maybe falter, break again, and have yet another separation. So I'm sure I'm going to be a really popular person after this podcast. I apologize. It's just what's in the cards. Insurance Agent John. All right, we're moving on to pile number 3. I will edit in timestamps after the broadcast. I have fortune and fame. Let us hope that there is a change in the trend and that I don't just have every other tower card and like, hey, watch out, Stormfields. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Live your bliss. Good. Observer. Fork in the road. Change tracks. Inspiration. Be prepared as you'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. Sounds like a new interest. Navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. Holy moly. I don't look at any of these beforehand, so follow your bliss and live your bliss is the temple of my body. This is a healing card as well, and self-care. Change tracks and a fork in the road. What's happening now? All right, here we go. Fortune and Fame group. Let's get going. It's the Gilded Tarot. All right. Let's get going on this. I knew it was going to be a funky weekly. I did. All right, here we go. Let's get going. What's going to happen for group number 3? Group number 3 with the Fortune and Fame group. Yeah, 2 more times, please. Nobody's going to pop, really? The World in reverse. I'm falling a little silent because after the last couple of groups, I'm just going to wait and see. Queen of Swords in reverse. 9 of Pentacles in the upright. Got that from the last group in the exact same position. That is receiving abundance. That is independence. That is opulence. It is also the card of, being a strong single person. It is, now, does it mean that you're remaining single? Not necessarily, but it is an independent energy. Okay. Knight of Swords in reverse in the recent past. I've got the Page of Cups in the upright with the 4 of Wands in reverse. Somewhat less, there's something going on with stability next week. King of Pentacles in the upright. Okay, and 2. And 3. What do I got, man? All right. Hierophant in the upright. King of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Boy, that's a lot of earth sign energy, potentially a Taurus. Knight of Pentacles in reverse in the Fears card. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. That is, again, that singular energy. The Chariot in the upright. 3 of Cups in reverse. That is lots and lots of Page of Swords in reverse. 5 of Swords in reverse. Be careful, don't sign anything. That's one of the meanings of that particular card combination. It's one of those, be careful, make sure you've got all the facts first. 9 of Cups in reverse. Justice in the upright. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Pentacles in the upright. Okay. Start of something new. There's so much like 10 of Pentacles, 10 of upright. That is a lot of like 10-10. First of all, that's 2 complete cycles, 1 by 1. I've been getting that again. I've got the Wheel of Fortune in the upright and the 2 of Cups in reverse. All right. 3 of Swords in reverse. Get 1 more. All right. So the energy next week is looking like there is the Devil in reverse as well. There are choices to be made in the coming week. It is very important that you continue to pursue your own goals. The follow your bliss, please remember that the, kind of the happiness that we feel within is always going to come from within. Even if you're deeply in love with somebody, even if you're married, even if you're like whatever it is, whatever relationship you have that is exterior to yourself, it doesn't actually make you happy. You respond to a situation with happiness, and that's a different thing. It means that the happiness still comes from within, which means you can find it in other areas of your life. And if you want lasting happiness, it has to be in something that you have that isn't as fragile as being in the hands of another person. So the follow your bliss in two different areas is continue to find the things that have meaning and worth to you. There is a choice to be made in once again, third group in a row in a relationship. Overall, this is a happy energy, but there is a lot of don't take any hasty actions. There is more increase coming to you if you're able to find the ability to see something through. This is the third group to get that. There is the devil in reverse and then the three of swords in reverse. That's a lot of healing energy. That's a lot of giving up a relationship that is not necessarily serving you. That does not mean a relationship to a human being. It can be a relationship to a person, place, or thing. This is a little muddy. It does look like with the Hierophant in the upright, guys, this actually is one of the governmental structure cards. It is about the societal structures upon which we stand. It looks like we're in for a little bit of a ride next week. I don't think that's coming as a great big shock to anybody, but understand all of the outcomes. It's taken over the entire reading. This is the third group to have like, hey, it's going to be something of a wild ride in the next week, 2 weeks. Everything turns out really well. And there is every reason to have hope. Our fortunes will turn in the right direction again. There is an end of a relationship that is not serving anybody. The security will be returning. Have faith. For anything having to do with your actual financial life, good increases. There is actually the possibility of finding a job, if not next week, getting word of it. There is something that takes you from a feeling of being insecure to being happy. It solves a lot of your problems as well. For our job seekers, know that whatever's going on in the world around us, please don't be dissuaded from following your bliss. Again, looking for that which will make you happy and secure. It is a time of transition and a time of change. But for you, it is a time of like things coming into being, things coming to you with a financial increase. And particularly the Page of Cups in the upright says that you're likely to receive a pleasing communication that will restore your security. But it comes after, again, like there is disruption in the world around us. And the observer and the fork in the road is, it does look like there's going to be a little bit more to come on the world stage next week. And again, I don't like to address politics here at all, but it has been in every single part of the group here. We've got a little bit more to come in the US. We've clearly got, some disruption, and it appears to be making an appearance again next week. I don't think any of us are going to be shocked by that. These cards are advising just keep going on with your own life. Follow your pursuits. Don't forget that there are ways to be happy regardless of what is going on around you. Celebrate your own life. Attachment. What else is going on there? Adjacent possibilities. Fork in the road. All right. Journey. Remember, there's a man holding a coin. That's the King of Pentacles energy as well. I'm sure the expression on my face is, oh, so comforting right now. Anxiety with financial constraints. And then fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. Ooh, hello. Okay. Is there anything else? I think I'm just pushing this out past the point of reason to try and get an answer. I don't think there's an answer available quite yet, community. Listen, it is a bit of a roller coaster right at the moment. Mostly what your guides are saying is that your life is going to be fine. Your situations are going to be fine. There is the end of a bad relationship, or not necessarily a bad relationship. There's a change in the status of the health of a relationship, taking it back towards a healthier energy. In terms of your financial security, it looks like you actually are going to be doing just fine, but there's a lot of things in the background as you're doing just fine that is going to make you wonder whether or not there's any foundation under the house that you're standing in. There is. There is. Stay the course. Trust. Everything is going to be okay. The Ace of Pentacles is success. The Nine of Pentacles is abundance. There's excellent, secure energy around this. It's just that it's like standing in the eye of a tornado. Everything is still where you are, but around you, it's like, oh my gosh, not going out there. This could be the one, romantic feelings, and stay optimistic about your love life, codependency. All right, this could be the one you've already met the romantic partner you seek. Romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Here's the thing, almost nothing about actual relationships here other than, again, 3 groups right in a row. Hey, something's going on with what might be the end of a punishing or cycle within a relationship. It's not the same thing as the end of a relationship. There is simply more to come on a lot of different fronts. There's the end of a conflict. It comes with, there's a cost in anxiety. There's a cost in stress. There is a cost in a feeling of stability. But if you can just continue to believe that everything is going to settle into a shape and a form that will guarantee your personal happiness and your personal security, just trust that. And even if you don't, it's going to happen anyway. It's just, it will make things a little bit easier on you. Change tracks. Be flexible in what you think will be a solution to a problem. And there is, over and over again in this particular read, there was something different is coming to you and you are being offered a choice. If it happens to be in jobs, understand that that looked like a very lucrative energy. I'm sorry, this is such a chaotic read. I think it has to do with the world. I do. I don't think that I'm going to get a lot of clarity for us this week because we still have some things that are likely to be resolved in the coming weeks. In terms of personal energies, every single group has gotten the same message. Be as independent and focused on your own goals as you can. You are protected, you are guided, and you are living in the energy. You're trying to create the energy that is the best energy to bring you the results that you want. But everything seems to be changing shape ever so slightly. And don't think that a change is bad. It looks like everything is aligning to bring you what you're hoping for versus take it away. It may not look like that at the beginning of the week. Hang on for the end. It looks like a bit of a wild ride, and let us hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. All right, we're moving on to pile number 4, which is protection from evil. Heaven knows what this one's going to say, because it really has been very, very strange energy. Let's get going for pile number 4. All right, I have, oh, thank God, happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Oh, lucky group number 4, follow the golden rule. This is such an important one. Do unto others as you would approach the world with the energy you would like to have be approached with. Every situation that you enter, your mood, your attitude, the energy you bring to it, it has as much to do with determining the outcome as anything else. If you are hopeful, if you are happy, if you are positive, you can turn almost any negative situation into a positive one. You have more power in your life than you believe. And in one of the ways that you can do that is simply being the best version of yourself that you can be. Chaos and conflict, dudes. Like 4th pile, between worlds. All right, correct your mistakes. Well, I'd love to do that. Okay. We have moderation. Is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthfully. Although the fairies say a little bit of what you fancy is fine. I think they're all going to be stress eating. Choosing your path. All is possible. Another card, calling the storm. Y'all, oh, what is going to be happening? Okay, we have chaos and conflict on the scene, fourth pile, change, still a little bit of stuff going on in the world, but everything so far looks like it is going to be just fine. Stay the course, and happiness is yours as well. So good energy for you personally, but it looks like the world's going to be a little wacky next week. So kind of keep your head down, do the things that you can do to make your world the best that it can be, and know that it does look like the angels are on our side. Here we go. Let's get going. All right. Okay. I have the Three of Cups in reverse, slight isolation with the Queen of Wands in the upright. I have the Two of Wands in reverse. That is being offered a choice. There we go. Good Lord. There we go. All right, I have the Lovers in the upright. That can be the card for Geminis. Death can be Scorpio. Death does not mean death. It is transition. It is rebirth as well. The Four of Wands in the upright with the Four of Cups in reverse. Gosh, all over this read again. One number in the upright, one in reverse. Seven of Wands in the upright. King of Cups in the upright. That has a tendency to be calling attention to the numerological meaning of something. Fours are about stability. They are about security as well. We have Justice in the upright, fair and equitable outcomes. Six of Wands in the upright, triumph, overcoming. It is the card of breakthroughs too. It is the card of graduation. It's the card of progress and of victory. The Tower in reverse. I have the Six of Swords in the upright. I have the Queen of Swords in reverse. You have been everywhere. The Seven of Cups in the upright. Things are a little bit up in the air. The full truth won't be known for a little bit. I have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I have the Knight of Cups in the upright. The Hierophant in reverse. Oh my goodness. All right. Nine of Wands in reverse. Choose your battles. Choose your battles. That is the card that I genuinely really like that. It is just a reminder that, you know, use your energy where it is going to have the most results. Eight of Wands in the upright. Two of Cups in the upright. It has been a funky, funky read. Okay, so we've got the Two of Cups and the Four of Cups on the scene. It does look like this is interesting because Protection from Evil group, you're the only group that has really gotten a strong, clean message on like what is likely coming up in a relationship. Progress, apparently. I have some people who are going to be falling in love and potentially meeting twin flames, potentially meeting soulmates as well. You can relax. There's actually nothing that you need to do to bring this towards you. This is not a dating app type of situation. Fate is intervening in your life. There is change coming towards you. And overall, this is fantasies and illusion sometimes. Sometimes it is magical spell work as well. I like most of this. I really genuinely do. The Tower in reverse is like building from the foundation up. It's that cleared ground. It is, you know, you can see for miles and miles type of thing because everything is available to you. Everything is open. But everything apparently is a little bit in transition, and that has been for every single group. Do I have anything on finances or anything? Seven of Wands, like it's one of those weeks where please don't worry too much about anything in your life. It looks like it might be a little colorful next week is the thing. And everything indicates that the outcomes are good, but that it is going to be a choice to kind of focus on that as the possibilities. All right, here we go. Thinking Man again. Community, Angel of Balance. The thinking man is frequently a judge. It's frequently facts being made available, and it does look like balance is being restored. Your personal power is the thing that will get you through whatever this constant, like, hey, there's been towers and chaos and change and choices all over the place in this entire read. It does look like we are in a time of transition, but that all of the work everybody has kind of put in on their personal lives to find their best personal path is the thing that helps carry you personally through. It is enough of a strange ride next week. And let's hope that maybe it's just the energy of right now that is influencing everything, but every single group has had essentially the same read. You're making happen what you need to, but the world around you is like having a thing. There's a little bit of like, oh, look, that storm's still howling outside. Thank goodness we're safe and warm inside. Trust the situation is calling on you to have faith. Trust that you are being protected, that you are not alone. That moderation thing. I was tempted to make a joke about drinking, but I'm actually not going to. Remember, moderation is also in your approach to things. Give things the time they need to develop and to resolve. Trust. Lighthearted energy, flirt, separation, time apart from your partners on the horizon, and childhood children. Children are affecting your love life right now. This is almost always formative damage. Listen, that didn't actually fit with the rest of this. It does look like there is more coming and communication from somebody who is important to you. Some people are literally just meeting somebody is the thing. This is a missed opportunity, a new opportunity coming to you. The Four of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in the upright is for me often a sign of divinity. There is something happening. There is just something happening in your life next week. It is not bad. There is so much, all is possible. All is possible, and happiness. Calling the storm. Well, guys, here's the thing. Not the world's most coherent or clear Spirit Guide Weekly. Mostly each group has been kind of underlining the fact that it doesn't look like we're quite done with some larger world events taking a strange shape. It may, in fact, be a time where just there's a lot going on. All of the building blocks that you've put into your life, into your path, into what you're trying to learn, stay your course. And remember that you actually have a purpose, you have a path, and that's part of the reason that you're here. Since I represent, the judgment card, the spirit of advanced communication, the spirit of air, judgment is also being called to your life's purpose. It is very likely that you are shedding old energy so you can move forward into that which you are meant to be doing. Whatever is going on in the greater world around you, remember that you, even if it doesn't feel that way, you have gifts and you are special and you have divine protection and you have spirit guides. Reach out to them and trust that all will be well, given enough time to do so. And don't react to every single moment as if it's going to last forever. Wait and see. Wait for the dust to settle. There's a lot of transition and change showing up for next week all over the place. Sincerely, like that would be hilarious just to watch back to back to back, simply because every single group had almost the same cards. It's like, watch out, here comes the tower. What does it mean? We won't know until we get there. But let's get there together. Let's get there safely. Keep your wits about you. Everything is going to be fine. Hopefully this is all for nothing. Hopefully the cards are just, picking up the energy of right now and can't quite get a beat on it. Let's hope that's the truth. And if it isn't, know that everything turns out okay anyway. Strange Spirit Guide Weekly. Hopefully I will be back next week with more coherent messages, but every single group had boiled down to a single sentence is, this ought to be interesting and maybe strap in. It's going to be an interesting ride and potentially a bumpy one, but you will be safe, you will be well, and you will be secure. You're following your bliss that is going towards your life's purpose. Take care, be well. Thank you so much for joining me. I have to run because I actually have a client, but it was good to potentially get a window into this very strange time of transition and to see that all will be well in the fullness of time. Take care.